Okay, so um, since launching in 2019, EWC has supported more than 300,000 participants from 200 companies and awarded $2 million in cash prizes. $1 million in cash prizes will be up for grabs at the EWC Global Finals in November 2021. The top 100 global finalists will have access to $75 million of in-kind services and support, including from services providers like AWS, Segment, Brex, HubSpot, and more. EWC is more than just a pitch competition with a chance at life-changing prizes. Every entrepreneur who enters has immediate access to free training materials from experienced mentors and US $25,000 worth of perks from dozens of partners like Zoom, Amazon Web Service, and Shopify. Global finals will take place November 2021. The Entrepreneur World Cup is an initiative of the Miss Global Forum, Global Entrepreneur Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. Now, I would like to invite a representative from the Global Education and Leadership Foundation for a quick address.
Thank you very much, James, and thank you very much, team. It's a great pleasure for all of us to be here today. So good evening, everyone. Good evening to our esteemed jury members, to our participants, and to our audiences. On behalf of the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, one of the global hosts of the Entrepreneurship World Cup, we are very, very delighted to welcome you at these national finals today at the China-Hong Kong finals. For us at TGELF, supporting entrepreneurship and innovation has always been one of the core areas of work and expertise. Since 2019, the Entrepreneurship World Cup has been proving its efficiency as a global platform, providing startups with a chance to achieve international scale and also providing networking opportunities and global support, as well as a wide spectrum and range of prizes, rewards, perks, and different other opportunities since the initial stages of the competition. We would like to thank our experts today who have joined us for the event as jury members, and the amazing Jumpstart team who are the national organizer. And thank you so much for making it happen. Dear participants, thank you very much for your time and best of luck today. We are extremely excited for the competition, for the event today. And please do know that you're already a winner of your own kind, since you are representing Hong Kong at these finals today. So best of luck to everyone, and thank you so much. Once again, over to you, James.
Great, thank you. Hi, so I think a lot of you already know Jumpstart because we're located in Hong Kong, and I think I know some of you guys already pitching. So for those of you who don't know about Jumpstart, I'll make this very quick so we can move on to the competition. But Jumpstart is an innovation as a service company here in Hong Kong. We do many hats and then we wear many hats. And I think we're most famous for you guys that we're a media platform. So we're a media platform that's distributed in 11 countries and 39 cities for our offline print edition. And for our online, we actually have one of the largest reach in Hong Kong for innovation. In addition to our media, we also do education in many different levels. We do adult accelerators. We're actually going into our 4th cohort for our Zalvo Project Accelerator. And this is going to be something that we're going to be recruiting for in this fall. So we're going to be doing a lifestyle, fashion, design, tech focus accelerator. And this is going to be the 2nd cohort for this program. And it'll be the 4th cohort that we're creating here at Jumpstart overall. We're also involved in different types of investor matching. So we're master at investors, I guess, within the region. We help a lot of startups here connect with the investment community. So if anybody here needs additional help or needs a little introduction in terms of investors, Jumpstart will be glad to help. So for this event, as with national organizers we're supporting, the winners who are the runner-ups, 2 runner-ups and the winner, Jumpstart would love to actually feature you in our platform. So that's something that we're going to be sharing with you guys in the community. So we actually have a great judging panel today. We have Akina Ho, we have Jeffrey Brower, and we have Win Wu. So they all come from different backgrounds. And Akina Ho is head of digital transformation and innovation at Great Eagle Holding. She has over 20 years of experience in change management, innovative technology, consulting, and finance. We have Jeffrey Brower. He's actually part of the FinTech Innovation Lab Program Director at Accenture, is a Hong Kong-based Dutch entrepreneur turned venture advisor for de-risking funding and M&A projects. We have Win Wu. He's the EVP of Digital and Brand. He's also part of the Yunnan Red Chateau Wine Company. So he's from producing millions of bottles of wine to entertaining millions of mobile game players. Win inspires interdisciplinary teams to intersect bold creativity, evolving system designs with data science-based practicality. Thank you, judges, for joining. So today, we're gonna actually have the teams come up, and Sam from Hex Trust will be the first team. Sam, if you could load up your slide deck, then we're gonna begin. Again, just so everybody knows, I'll say the ground rules one more time. We're gonna be giving all the teams a 5-minute pitch period, followed by a 3-minute Q&A. At the 1-minute mark remaining, we're gonna write 1 minute. When there's 30 seconds remaining, we'll write 30 seconds. After that, we're gonna be shutting off your audio. And this actually keeps everybody in an even playing field, which is great. And then we're gonna go to 3 minutes, and then we'll have a 2-minute buffer to get to the next team. So I think we sent all the teams the order. Just know who you're gonna be going after, and you can have your slide deck presented. I wanted to thank everybody again for joining, and congratulations for your wonderful participation. Congratulations for being a top 10 team here at the EWC Hong Kong National Finals. Thank you guys, and good luck.
Great, thank you very much, James. Can you hear me okay?
Very good.
Yep, we hear you.
Okay. And can you see my screen?
Perfect,
Yeah.
Sam.
Okay, great. So shall I get started now?
Whenever you're ready, we start the timer. Good luck.
Okay, great, thank you. So hey guys, my name is Sam and I'm a founding team member of Hex Trust. So we launched in 2018, and over the last 4 years, we've quickly risen to become Asia's leading digital asset custodian. So what that means is we enable banks, financial institutions, and corporations to adopt digital assets in a fully licensed and compliance-focused manner with the highest levels of bank-grade security. So as you might be aware, the digital assets market has been growing significantly over the last few years, which is spurred by DeFi, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, security tokens, and recently many central bank digital currencies. The current market cap of cryptocurrencies is now over $1.5 trillion after companies like Tesla, Apple, Visa have all moved into the industry. And we're even seeing countries like El Salvador adopt Bitcoin as their national currency. But there's a problem. Banks, financial institutions, and corporations all want to enter the industry, but they have 4 main obstacles to overcome. Firstly, compliance and fully addressing current and future regulations such as KYC and anti-money laundering regulations. Secondly, security and ensuring bank-grade operational controls. Thirdly, integration with their core technology systems. And last, trust and interacting with fully licensed and regular entities. So this is where Hex Trust comes in. We provide a turnkey digital asset platform for banks and financial institutions to enter the digital asset industry. We're fully licensed and have a compliance-first approach. We have the highest levels of security in the market and have undergone rigorous due diligence from banks, regulators, cybersecurity firms, and auditors. We can seamlessly integrate with core banking systems and also DeFi and CeFi service providers. And we have world-class strategic partnerships with some of the biggest IT companies such as IBM and SIA, which is Europe's largest IT infrastructure provider for banks. So this is our platform. It's called HexSafe, which was custom built from scratch using our proprietary technology and processes, including having full auditability, comprehensive insurance coverage, integrated compliance tools, and bank-grade workflows. So it's been an incredible 4 years of growth since we launched the project, and we've struggled to fit all of our achievements on one slide, but here are some of the highlights. So we recently closed our Series A funding round a couple of months ago and have now raised over $9 million from some of the world's leading investors in both traditional finance and digital assets. We have 3 milestone banking clients across Asia and Europe. We've expanded into Singapore now and also expanding into Europe. Our team is now at over 50 people. We launched the world's first fully licensed custody platform for NFTs. We recently won an award for the best digital asset custodian in a well-respected banking industry awards. And just a couple of weeks ago, we onboarded our 100th institutional client, which anyone in fintech or B2B knows how much of an achievement that is for a startup. And we couldn't have done it without our stellar management team. For example, our CTO, Rafal, has been building custody and trading platforms as a CTO for investment banks his entire career. Our COO, Marty, has been building custody businesses for the likes of JP Morgan and helping them scale across Asia. And we also have world-class board of directors and advisors who are critical to our success and have C-level experience building the world's largest investment banks. For example, we've just hired HSBC's global head of custody, who's the new chairman of our advisory board. So thanks for listening. I hope I made it in time for the 5 minutes, and I welcome any questions you have.
Thank you, Sam. Now we could go to the judges. So we have Akina, Jeffrey, and Wynn. Go ahead.
All right, I can go first. So can you give me an example? How do you help a bank to create this when they don't have it? Because we hear a lot of like high-level words, right? But what does it actually do?
Yeah, so you can think of us as a way of holding cryptocurrencies and digital assets in the most secure manner. So banks will want to work with us, for example, if their high net worth individual clients want to hold Bitcoin, they don't have the technology in-house to be able to do it, and they're too slow to be able to develop anything themselves. So what they will do is they will appoint a company like us to hold their digital assets on their behalf. So we can actually hold them on their behalf as when they appoint us as a custodian, or because we own our technology, we can actually license our technology to them to integrate in their core banking system.
So far, okay, yeah. Great, I understand now, great. Follow-up question. So far, based on your 100 clients, how many of them is OEMing you as part of their solution, like labeling you, and how many of them is really telling the client that is actually being held at Hex? What's the ratio?
So I would say at the moment, 95% are using us to hold their assets. But in the future, once banks and financial institutions built out their own operational controls, they'll be able to do it. But at the moment, they have no idea. So they rely on us for everything. But we see the future being, go on.
So are you scaled in a way whereby they can, because I've been in this industry before, whereby the banks doesn't like to outsource their information or their data assets to another company. So are you prepared to, when these 95% of your clientele says that now we know how to build it in-house, or find something to replace you, or use you in a way whereby they don't need to release their client information on your platform in that way? Are you prepared to, when that shift changes?
Yes. Firstly, the digital asset market evolves so quickly that we don't see banks being able to build technology as quickly as a fintech company, to be honest. So most of the time they will be outsourcing it. But in the traditional financial world, pretty much all banks, they appoint sub-custodians for different things, whether they're appointing someone to hold Malaysian securities or US bonds or something. So we're just basically another technology layer in the traditional financial world. So nothing is really changing, but because it's all about the technology, it gives us a really good defensive barrier.
Okay. I have other question, but I'll let the other judges go. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Question: can you say your positioning did, and I understand it well, for instance, for a family office that holds cryptocurrencies or digital assets, right? Can you quickly go through a user journey that, say, a family office goes to Binance, buy digital assets, and then it's in the wallet of that exchange? How does that user journey goes?
Yeah. So if a family office already owns cryptocurrency, they can just send it to our wallet address. So you can think of our platform as similar to Binance. So they can actually send it directly in our custody, or we actually have additional services on top where we can broker and purchase the assets for them. So they can just say to us, okay, buy X million of Bitcoin and hold it in their account. So it can be as technically savvy as they want, or as simple as them just saying, set up an account and buy these assets for us. And then in our platform, they can basically just log on and see their holdings in a very simple way, where they don't even have to understand their private keys. They don't have to have any backups, because we hold all those backups for them. So it makes it very, very simple for anyone who doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency.
Great. Thank you so much, Sam. I think we're going to have to move on. We already went above time. So for the future, I think we have such great, enthusiastic judges, which is great. Let's try to limit the questions to one per judge, and then at least we can move on. If we have extra time, we could loop back in. So thanks so much. So our next presenter is Asfilia. So thank you so much, and good luck on your presentation. You could begin whenever you're ready. Load up your deck. We're just going to take this off the screen so you could actually come in and do your presentation.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. Oh, great, cool. So, yes, hi, this is Justin from Oxfila Technology Limited. And just imagine, how can we fix our bone if we have such kind of problems, like some irregular defects because of some trauma or bone tumor? Well, a customized solution via 3D printing technology can help. Well, with 3D printing technology, a tailor-made solution can be made to best fit the wounds so that post-surgical pain can be reduced, and also the chance of secondary surgery can be reduced. And in fact, the 3D printed implants market has been rising. It has been estimated that the global market value will increase into $9 billion within 10 years. And within the market, printing material will keep on be the largest market revenue sectors in the market. However, the existing material in the market is kind of limited. The most common one you may know is the titanium alloy. But titanium alloy has a very high manufacturing cost, firstly, which is not affordable by everyone, right? And secondly, it is bound inert, which means that natural cells cannot easily grow onto the surface to securely lock with it. And most importantly, it has exceeding mechanical properties, which makes it highly affecting the stress distribution to the body. And eventually, because of this effect, natural bone will get lost. So through Oxfila, we provide a new material which is made up of hydroxyapatite coated PMMA nanoparticles. With these materials, it actually has a more competitive manufacturing cost, and also it has a mechanical properties comparable to natural bone. And most importantly, it is osteoconductive, which means that natural bone cells will grow onto the surface of the material and securely attached with it. So with Osfiller, we can offer a one-stop solution from 3D print materials to 3D printing surfaces. Our filament products is applicable in most of the usual FDM printer, which means the most common 3D printer you know. And also our team has experts to handle customized modeling and printing surfaces so that we can help our clients to print out any kind of bone models, implants, surgical instruments, or even organ models with any features that you can think. So we target to sell our products and services to 3D printing service providers, researchers, clinicians, and vets. So these organization logos you see below are, some of them are our partners, but most of them are actually some new clients that approach us within these 3 or 4 months. So you can see that our products actually have a great potentials in the markets. And since we have already built up many various of filament and implant prototypes, we are going to sell, we are going to draw some tractions. We target to draw some tractions with our products and services this year. And also we will get enough animal case, use case, and data so that we can conduct clinical trial next year. And ultimately, we will try to obtain a regulatory approval in 2023. With this project roadmap, we target to draw a revenue of over 17 million Hong Kong dollars within 5 years. And to make this happen, we have already built up a great team with different backgrounds. For example, me myself has a medical engineering background, and my partners have biomaterials, chemical engineering backgrounds. And also we have a practicing clinicians as our clinical advisors in the teams. So as a whole, as a take-home message, Osfiller is a Hong Kong-based startup that focusing on 3D printing products to revolutionize the way we personalize medical implants. And I'm happy to answer any kind of questions for you. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Judges, you could just begin.
Hi, Justin, this is Win. I think the product sounds really promising. It's a very exciting area.
Thank you.
It wasn't clear in your presentation whether your product has been approved for use or is already in use. And then what are the regulatory hurdles for expansion and growing into other markets? Are there areas where you can get approved once and you're into multiple markets, or every country you have to go do it again?
Well, this is a very good question, and I always answer this question. Well, right now, in our case, we still haven't got any regulatory approval, but for research purpose and for veterinary purpose, it can be used freely, especially in Hong Kong and many countries. There's no regulations on particularly for research or veterinary field, and which is actually a great market as well. And typically, if once we got an FDA or CE approval, there are many countries that will be recognizing these kind of approval. And once we got the approval from FDA or CE, either one, then we actually can sell it in anywhere. And this is what our plan going to be.
So this is Akina. That was a very good question. I'm glad he asked that. So we know that trial cases and all that run stuff takes years. You gave a very small time frame to be massively approved, and that hike in that, even though 17 million seems a lot from now, it's very little based on its potential. So my main concern is that, did you look at your distribution model based on what you can sell within the next few years before you officially approve for the big masses?
Yeah, actually that revenue projections is actually a kind of a conservative one, because you see the market is actually quite big, and for my projections it only take less than 0.001% over the big market, right? And of course, once if we got the regulatory approval within 2 or 3 years, and then we can actually have a very promising profile to draw enough investment to scale, grow our team, especially for the sales team. And then we can do a lot of push a lot more better on our sales projections. So then I believe by that time it will have a great leap upon the market shares.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just if I understand correctly, just a quick question. The only thing that you do is the actual material, right?
Yes, we are doing the material, but we also have to do the 3D printing service part because, well, we internally within our team, once we have the material, but we still have to do something to validate or to do some QC on the material, right? So actually we have our own team to develop various of 3D printing technique and also to test on our material with the 3D printing process.
You know, because when it comes to 3D printing, the material is usually a small part of it. Of course, when it comes to implants, it's very important, but it's mostly about the 3D modeling, right? It's about the design, it's about the 3D modeling, it's about getting great high quality scans, getting good cast of implants and that kind of thing. But that's not your direction, right?
Right now, no. But to be honest, of course, there are a lot of 3D printing technology and keep on improving and improving. But in the clinical field, usually they are kind of conservative, especially if you have a very advanced and new technology. They may not. It may not be easily accepted by the market. Maybe in the academic world, it will be accepted easily, but not for the market, not for the clinical market. So that's why we are trying to do as a material provider at this moment, and to first build up our network of clinicians and vets. So eventually, after one or 2 years, when we have a mature network, and then we will start to sell our 3D printing technologies to our existing clients.
Thank you, Justin.
Quick question.
I'm sorry, we're gonna just stop it right here. We went over.
Okay.
So one thing.
Thank you very much.
Just so the judges know, please go ahead and rate the teams right after each event, so we have it down. If anybody has needs more information for the judges on how to rate the team, they could contact me directly, or you could send me a message. But please go ahead and rate the teams. One thing is I heard a little feedback as well for teams that are not presenting. Please make sure that your mute is on so we don't disturb the people presenting. Thank you. So next up we have Lifey. Lifey, you can come up and you can go ahead and load up your screen. If judges need any additional time for their scoring, just send me a message and I'll be happy to accommodate it as well.
Hi, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we could see it. So you can begin
perfect.
anytime you're ready, and we'll start the timer whenever you begin.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Mei Zhang, CEO and co-founder of Lifey Wellness. Lifey is the world's first holistic wellness company creating beverage solutions for the new generation, powered by East and West plant herbal wisdom. We're on the mission to create total wellness beverage solutions for well-being maintenance at homes, offices, and on the go. According to a recent research, the market size of traditional medicine, healthy eating, and nutrition is beyond $1 trillion. While traditional natural remedies such as traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, they are all on the rise, what our customers are looking for is a lifestyle solution that's accessible and proven, and also to be enjoyed on a day-to-day basis so that they could maintain a healthy well-being. The Lifey Holistic Solution provides a patented herbal infusion technology. With our world's first smart herbal brewer, we deliver 10 times efficient versus traditional brewing method for herbs, and a quality cup of herbal remedies in just 40 seconds, and only one touch of a button. Together with our purpose-driven formulations, we actually use East-West clinical herbs infused with real herbs and tea leaves to create beverages that makes you feel good and taste great. We also have data-driven plant-based recommendations by understanding users' individual needs and wellness goals based on weather, personal condition, and lifestyle habits. We believe that being healthy doesn't have to be hard. We make it easy. Simply by joining the Lifey Wellness Club, you get recommendations and you can subscribe to monthly plans targeting at sleep, stress, anxiety, or postnatal care anytime. You could even integrate your beverages into your daily routine by ordering those beverages online and have them delivered right to your doors. You could also check in with our health coaches, such as nutritionists and TCM doctor, to take care of your overall well-being by appointment and consultations. Our business model is to distribute the brewer at cost, and our herbal discs are priced at only $1 per average. We distribute our products through our D2C, direct-to-consumer e-commerce channel, and we also penetrate into B2B channels such as corporate offices, hospitality groups, F&B industries, spas, gyms, and clinics. We also work on a licensing and royalties model by collaborating with one of the world's most established pharmaceutical companies, such as CBD companies and also amino science companies in different countries, so that we could leverage on their distribution network. The idea of Lifey began 4 years ago, and we have since won 9 international design awards. We have also released our first prototype at CES in Las Vegas in 2019 and attracted multinational companies to invest in us. We completed a seed round in 2019 and began a pilot production. We launched our product in late 2019 and created pop-up experiences. We also filed 6 patents and 13 trademarks around the globe. In early 2020, we created our first automatic disc production line in Hong Kong, which would go up to 5 million disc production capacity per year. So far, we have sold over 100,000 discs, and we're present at 30+ retail outlets. And last year, we also launched a strategic CBD partnership in both Hong Kong and the US, expanding also to Southeast Asia markets. And this year, we have won a prestigious award from the Hong Kong government on innovation. And this summer, we have recently launched a ready-to-drink sparkling tea tonics, which are 0 sugar and perfect for millennials to have a grab-and-go healthy drink. Coming this year, we are also going to launch pop-up shops, vending machines, and omni-channel strategy to promote our product. And next year, we're going to create the first flagship wellness store, creating different formulations and also combining a commercial brewer model for corporates. Our revenue projection for 3 years starts from 2021. We are actually projecting to break even next year and achieving $50 million by 2024, with a focus in brewers at cost and also recurring revenue from discs. We are very confident to achieve these results. We are a very professional team comprised of different experts. Starting from myself, I have over 11 years of experiences in luxury and lifestyle brand management. My partner, Connie, she is an industrial designer with multiple awards. Our CFO, Ronald, was previously from investment banking, and our CMO, Yvonne, has over 15 years of experience in F&B.
Amazing, the time is up for Lifey, so we could go directly into the judges' questions. So unfortunately, we had to stop the presentation at 5-minute mark to keep it fair. Go ahead, judges.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maisie, for the presentation. I see that in your business model slide, you have a lot of logos, EWC, Shangri-La, Airbnb. Are they current customers of yours?
For Hong Kong, we have achieved the hospitality groups. Yes, they are current customers. For Airbnb, we are actually in talks with the distributor for Airbnb space in the US.
Okay.
So some are current customers.
Okay, some, because it's very tricky to put logos on there where you have no right to put logos on there. Can you tell me a little bit about two quick questions. What is your revenue to date, and is your team full-time right now?
Yes, my team is full-time right now. We have made so far 3 million Hong Kong dollars to date.
Okay, thank you.
I have my question. Hi, Amazing. Thank you for the presentation.
You're on mute, Akina. I know you're asking a question, but you're on mute.
Sorry. Hi, this is Akina. Hi, Amazing. I know
Yes.
you didn't get to show the slide, so I want you to like talk a little about your costing, because your business model that you have presented is pretty big in scope. So you will have, you need to have a software platform that will sync allowed B2C to enter the data and order, and have B2B for corporate customers. And you need to have also another business to profession, B2P, whereby you have consultations on the same platform. So what stage are you in building that ecosystem so far right now?
Currently, we have built an app that has the recommendations. So we actually have the app on iOS and both Android platforms. So for the consultation part, is actually in our roadmap. We believe that with our flagship wellness store built next year, we're going to launch that function for our users.
And what about for the B2B business? So I assume that your system software application has to be developed in a different manner to manage privacy for each corporation to be in the same platform, you know, with, and some customers are like, maybe in your corporate customer, their staff may be your B2C customer. And how do you sync those data, and how do you share that data with the profession consultants? So it has to be the same platform. It can't be disparate, right?
Sure. So right now, for the B2B customers that we have acquired, actually they prefer some with no data collection for now. But going forward with our corporate wellness program in place, we'll actually develop a specific portal for the B2B users so that they can retain their own employee data, including employee wellness information, and so that we could also help them tailor-made programs. So right now, it's not yet currently implemented.
Right. And what's the just quick question? How many years would that be before you have this?
Yeah, that would be actually in 2 years' time. We hope to achieve that because this year we're focusing on building our penetration into all these corporate channels.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Oh, is there more
do you have
time?
a quick question?
You have a question.
You have time for a quick question.
Okay, well, quick question is about your channel strategy, right? It seems like you're tackling multiple channels at the same time. What are the strong signals there, and why are you trying to tackle all three at the same time versus just kind of bearing down on one before organically growing the others?
First, for our D2C e-commerce platform, it has been one of our way to capture customer data directly. So that's one thing that we hope to keep the relationship engagement with the customers. And our focus is actually in the B2B channels this year, because we also see that with the wellness trend coming up, actually most of the corporates, they actually look for healthy options for their employees or customers. So that's what we're focusing right now. And for the collaboration platform, we are actually talking to all these companies because now I think in order to grow our formulation ecosystem, it's also important to leverage on their know-how and doing a collaboration model instead of developing all the formulation ourselves. So on that part is more on the overseas distribution and also creating new formulations.
Thank you so much, Mei Zing, for your presentation. Thank you, judges. Please go ahead and rate this team. And our next team is Choco Up. So Choco Up, just get ready, and we'll give the judges a few seconds to complete the grading. But go ahead, feel free and put your slides on.
Can you guys see?
Yeah, we could see it right now. That's perfect. So you can begin whenever you're ready, and you have 5 minutes, and we're gonna let you know at the 1 minute and a 30-second mark.
All right. Thank you, James. Hi, everyone. My name is Brian Sang, and I am the co-founder and chief investment officer of ChocoUp. ChocoUp is a data-driven fintech platform that is trying to bridge the billion-dollar funding gap for Asian businesses. So the market we're addressing essentially is there are, after COVID, there are many online digital native businesses where they're growing rapidly, accelerating 10 years of growth into one. However, they have problems with funding and financing. So essentially, we are enabling business owners access to capital in a seamless manner so that they can immediately create value. And this is made possible because after COVID, the stay-at-home economy, consumers' behaviors, and with the traditional financial system not really catching up quite yet, we believe there's a huge market pain point and a huge funding gap that we can fill in. So to briefly go over how it works, we are a revenue-based financing platform, meaning we are non-dilutive and we are quick. And the repayment of the funding depends on the business revenue. So say you run a Shopify D2C store, and you could easily connect with us via API and data integration. And once we receive data from you, we will run through our own internal credit engine. And if we decided that you're a good fit, we'll be able to give you a term sheet, essentially, our financing amount, our terms, including our fees, and what is the revenue share percentage. And typically we can do that within 24 hours. And should you accept, we'll be able to deploy funding to you where you'll be able to work on what you believe would create the most value. Whether it's inventory purchase, whether it's online marketing, or expanding your partnerships. And once we funded the company, we'll be able to monitor your sales through APIs since they're real time. And also the repayment model could also be automated via payment gateways or online banking APIs. So we've been blessed to work with over 60 companies already. We've done over 100 financing rounds, about $35 million US. We've covered about 8 markets right now across ASEAN, including Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, etc. And 90% of our customers are actually recurring. We care a lot about what we do, so we focus a lot on women entrepreneurs. We focus on sustainable businesses, including clean energy, and we also we care about the little guys. So we work with many platforms that help with micro brands and also your sustainable organic fair trade businesses. This is just one of our press release. We teamed up with a company called BuyHive, where we were sourcing equipment for COVID patients in India a few months back when when it really broke out. These are our selected customers. Again, we've been blessed to work with over 60 customers and over 100 financing rounds. Again, they span across different countries, different sectors, different stages, and really different verticals. Just a little bit about our background. Again, my name is Brian Sang. I'm the co-founder and CIO. I came from a finance investment banking background. My partner Percy is a serial entrepreneur and have been in the startup space for more than 10 years. Louis and Kitty, it's also a huge part of our team. Louis handles our tech and products, and Kitty is a banking veteran who had head up different banks in China before. Our goal is to hit $500 million of financing by 2023, and we're confident of doing that via the tech platform. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Brian, for your presentation. Let's go to the judges, and the judges would have 3 minutes to do Q&A. Akina, you're still on mute.
Sorry, I should just leave myself unmuted. So sorry, pretty impressive. Quick question. How do you, two parts, obtain the fund to provide the loans in such a quick, shorter period of time? Is it your own money or you actually have a back-to-back with the banks? Number two, what is your collateral? Are you doing a securing loan?
Yeah, so we're currently we have family offices that's backing us. That's where the capital comes from. We also had a listed company that invested in us strategically right before COVID. So lots of they're introducing a lot of banking relationships and other strategic networks to us. In terms of the investment, so via the tech platform, because we're able to extract repayments automatically through payment gateways and through banking APIs. Depending on the case, sometimes we do not require any collateral.
Right. So you just take part of the revenue immediately when they make the sale. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for the presentation. What are kind of your challenges to growth right now? And is that a bigger challenge, or is accessing the capital? Because it seems like if you've got family offices backing it, your access to capital is less restrictive than kind of how you gate your growth on the company side.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been blessed to grow a lot. I think a lot of it, to be honest, had to do with COVID. But however, I think right now, I think within Asia, the revenue-based financing concept, it's still relatively unknown. And just to give an example, say you're raising equity for your business, many founders do not realize they could raise, say, half the money from equity and maybe half of the money from ChocoUp. Because what ChocoUp's money does is, hey, if you're going to see short-term ROI, maybe you should use our capital. If you're looking to something to do, for example, like R&D, expanding into new markets where you're not going to see any return for 2 to 3 years, maybe you should do equity, right? But for any company, there is the long-term blueprint, but there's also some short-term activities that you should do, right? So I think that's the segment that we're targeting.
Of course, like we already discussed that a little bit, but capital requirements, right? As you grow, you need a certain amount of capital per client. What are the ratios? Can you already talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so for us, actually, because it's revenue based, that means the client would repay us monthly, say every week. We'll be able to redeploy that capital to a new client, and so essentially there's no idle cash sitting in our bank account. And because it's revenue based, meaning essentially if you think of it as a loan, it's like it has a pretty high amortization instead of have a bullet payment in the end. And so I think that's something very attractive from an investment standpoint, getting part of the principal back much earlier than say a bond or term loan B.
Do you have a time for a quick question, James?
I'm sorry, Kina. We're gonna have to end the questions right now. I know these teams are great and interesting. You guys can meet them offline. But thank you so much, Brian, for your presentation. So our next team is Team Pro Heal. So Pro Heal could get ready. That would be great. And again, you're gonna have 5 minutes for your presentation.
Yeah.
And judges, I'll remind you again that you should be rating the teams right after the presentation, just so you can keep it fresh in your minds. Thank you, judges.
Just give me a second to share my screen.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
I do see your screen.
Okay. And can you see me?
I don't see you. Can anybody see? Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, just start. So good evening, everyone. We are ProHeal, a biotech startup. We hope to innovate at the intersection of wound closure and wound healing. And I'm Taylor, the CEO of ProHeal. Our team has a good mixture of science and business talent, expertise in bioengineering, research, operation and management, financing, and business development, respectively. Our mission is to provide cutting-edge pipelines of bioadhesive solutions for efficient wound healing with less time, fewer pain, and more cost-effective. The number of surgical operations has been over 100 million at a high growth rate. Also, the elderly, diabetes, obesity populations are huge and growing significantly. These people have high risks suffering from wound problems. And besides, over 400 million people are suffering from diabetes, and 15% of the patients would have foot ulcers. So there's a great demand for surgical sealants and wound care products. But most of the products focus on promoting wound closure rather than alleviating the underlying wound problems. That's why we're here to be patient-centered, providing long-lasting solution. We leverage the gene sequence of the natural adhesive muscle foot protein 3, tyrosinase, antimicrobial protein, and genetic engineering techniques to produce the water-resistant antibacterial bioadhesive gel. ProHeal provides a 3D cell culture platform which better mimics the extracellular matrix and facilitates cell proliferation, cell migration, and hence wound repairing. We have completed stage 1 and 2 testing towards adhesiveness, waterproof adhesiveness, biological tissue adhesiveness, cytocompatibility, tunability of adhesiveness, and mechanics. And lately, our stage 3 testing with control groups has demonstrated high cytocompatibility and cell migration facilitation, which indicates that ProHeal gel has no harm but contribution to in vitro wound healing biologically. We are going to launch 2 flagship products. One is the bond and tissue adhesive for surgical use, while the other one is smart bandage of drug release for chronic wound. It can not only seal the lesions, but also contains bioactive proteins and carries stem cells to promote wound repairing. Our creative engineering techniques enable modular design of the materials to be multifunctional. Besides, one-stop dental tooth fillings and skincare cosmetics can be also developed. We have created prototype of the bandage, and these are the short demo videos of these 2 of our prototype bandage. For time reason, I'm going to speed up a bit. And this is our competitive analysis. The recombinant material tag is ProHeal's uniqueness, allowing various formulation to cater different applicational needs, providing different product pipelines potential. And our product is animal-free, fibrous-free, toxic-free, has high water-resistant adhesiveness, cytocompatibility, and wound repairing ability compared to the existing products. Our targeting markets are huge. In 2026, the global wound dressing market is valued at $15.6 billion with a 4.6% annual growth rate. The global surgical sealants and adhesive market is anticipated to hit $4.3 billion with 9.6% annual growth rate. The global tooth filling materials market is going to reach $1.3 billion with a CAGR of 7.2%. The global sheet face market will grow to $0.45 billion at a CAGR of 8.7%. The wound care products will be distributed through channels of pharmacies or directly to patients. Could be both B2B and B2C. The surgical products will be direct sales to hospitals and clinics, mainly B2B. The dental products will be direct sales to dental hospitals and clinics. The cosmetic products will be distributed through or collaborated with cosmetic manufacturers and cosmetic centers. As surgical products may have longer product launch cycle, we hope we could achieve profitability from wound care products first, meanwhile support our further product development. The following are the regulatory procedures and affairs we are preparing before our product launch. And for the near future planning, we will optimize the prototyping in terms of final product completeness, using experience and packaging. We'll spend the most efforts in product validation and passing the patent and certificates application. Also, we will.
Thanks so much, Taylor. I'm sorry we had to interrupt, but the 5 minutes is up. So what we could do is maybe you could unmute yourself right now. We could go to the judges, and kind reminder, Akina, you could unmute as well.
It is. Sorry.
I love messing with you, Akina.
I know you do. It's okay. So I think when is your turn first?
Hi, great presentation, Taylor, thanks. Was wondering again about, since it's a drug product or health product, what's your, where are you in terms of approval, and what are the hurdles with that approval getting outside of Hong Kong markets, other markets?
Oh, sorry. Because of the internet problems, I just missed a few words up from you.
Oh, I was asking about your approval, regulatory approval hurdles, where you are in that process, and what are the challenges to growth for you in terms of that?
For our process, we are now completing or processing our 3 stages of preclinical testing, and later we will process our, move forward to the clinical testing. After we completed or done all the clinical testing, we are able to apply for, to submit all the files and filing to apply for the certificates, regulatory certificates from the Chinese medical authorities, or no matter on the province level or the city level or the national level. But now we are on the clinical testing stage.
Okay, typically how long would that take? How long are you expecting before that kind of completes?
Actually, it's quite depend on what product it is. And our product, let's say for the smart bandage category, it's more likely the medical equipment consumables. And typically for this kind of products, it may take 1 to 2 years. But for another category products, which is the surgical sealants, it might take longer time to develop and to complete the product launch cycle. So that's why I would like to launch and develop the bandage products first, to support our further product development and give some the cash flow to further develop.
Hi, Taylor. Okay, quick. I just want to point out some stuff. You want to research in Israel. There's already a product that's out. It's a spray. It's like a bandage, and it's water resistant, and it heals, and it protects the skin from burn, and it heals. So check on that for your bandage solution. Second thing, I looked at your team. They are very medical, scientific. There's no sales and marketing people, which you really need, because it takes time for you to do the testing, but it also takes time for you to build your distribution channel. You need to think very carefully what's the best way to distribute your product. So have you thought about that? Once your bandage is ready, who are you working with to distribute the bandage? Because it's not easy just to put on the shelf in 7-Eleven.
That's a very good question. I'm not sure whether you can still see my screen. I want to go back to the team composition page. Actually, there are 3. The core members of our teams are all the scientists, and they are expertise in bioengineering and the research, operation, and management. But myself, I'm the HKUSD graduate who is majoring in marketing information systems and BBA. And I am actually I have talked to a few medical manufacturers and cosmetic manufacturers who are in Guangdong province in mainland China. And also I've talked to some professors and doctors in the hospitals and in some dental clinics. They also, most of them express their huge interest into our products, and they would like, but as they all know, and our products are on the very early stage. They would like to see our prototype first, and that's why we are boosting up our prototype development, and we hope to send out some samples for them. Actually, after we talked to those interviewees, they are they feel and they express that there will be a big market in this kind of product.
Thank you, Taylor. Jeffrey, do you have a quick question? I can only give you a quick one. Okay.
A quick question. Who do you do this for, and where lies the IP? Because I have a hard time figuring out if you developed it personally or people on your team. And is there a professor behind this, or which technology transfer office is behind this, and where the intellectual property is?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, I still want to go back to our team composition page. Yes, we are a team under HKUST lab, and Professor Sun Fei is our chief scientific advisor, who is now the professor in HKUST. And why we want to do this, because some of our families, our team's members, they are suffering from the diabetes. And actually, when we are using the bandage in our normal life, we found that the bandage actually cause a lot of second damage problems and a series of side effects. And we feel like seems we are.
That was not what I'm asking. I was asking, where is the IP, the intellectual property? Is that within the university or within the current team?
University. And
okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor, for your presentation. And we're going to be moving on to boxes. So judges, I just want to do a quick reminder that you should just judge and rate each of the teams. Boxes, if you could go ahead and you could put up your screen, which I see. Great, Roman. So whenever you're ready, the time will begin.
Sorry, I just unmuted. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
right,
time won't begin until you start, so don't worry.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I'm Roman. I'm co-founder of Box and currently business development director, and as well doing multiple different roles. Box is an essential platform for small and medium enterprise digital transformation, particularly for retail, for restaurant industry, for service industry. And when we talk about SME, we also include digital commerce or chain stores. So we provide technology solution and platform to manage business, to connect different types of applications with a better workflow, with an optimized workflow, so that companies can increase profit and grow. Actually, during COVID, we have a lot of great feedback on the customer growth. So we are very realistic in numbers, and we put pragmatic numbers. In Hong Kong, we potentially have 10,000 customers. In Asia, around 285,000 customers. And currently, we're looking at APAC market. While we are targeting ERP segment of enterprise software, the backend technology which we develop is integrator platform. And integrator platform have a much higher growth rate these days across different markets. And in ERP, it's very limited presence. So we have a great opportunity. So problem today is that if we go into the restaurant, let's say, they will use more than 10 different technology products, and each technology product is not actually synchronized. If you go to restaurant, they have 5 different payment gateways. Most probably, those payment gateways require separate report. There is no data consolidation, and it creates a very complex, repetitive workflow. We have a lot of potential customers and customers who come to us and say that the delay in inventory control, let's say, they can make a report after 1 week from the inventory day. And then after 1 week, they can understand how many resources they have, but it's food, it's got rota. So also the data usage. In Box, we provide a solution for this type of problem. And firstly, we develop a platform which is not for one process, it's for business management. And Box connects every type of software system. So particularly, it's very simple to use. We have a core modules which are same across different industries, F&B, retail, and service. And then we have a signature for every type of industry. And company, depending on what they need, can select. For example, they need multiple restaurant control or just one. They need online payment or don't need online payment. Everything is customized within 10 minutes. Our competitor requires system integrator for 6 months. And then add-on modules for some really specific companies to use. For example, traffic prediction, not everybody need. Mobile app, also not everybody need. So we provide to the companies the most optimum workflow they need. We don't provide features they don't require to manage business. So also we have business intelligence AI technology, which allows to consolidate and connect all data between different systems. We provide instant reports, forecasting automation, and it allows to optimize resources and decrease resource waste. Our revenue model is subscription-based, but we require deposit 36,000 Hong Kong dollar, and then the company also currently will get some welcome offer. Our milestone progress is through the past 3 years. I think the biggest achievement is actually R&D. We, of course, joined the incubation program. We have achieved some Best Retail Innovation Award and so on. So in terms of sales, we don't have marketing or sales team. We only have a developer team. All our sales is currently driven from recommendation of one customer to another customer. But we are currently launching affiliate promotion for CPA firms. Currently, our revenue have a very stable growth. So this year expected to close around $500,000 with gross profit of 87%. Our customer number is constantly growing, even without any marketing activity or paid.
Hi, Roman. Sorry, I need to interrupt, but time is up. So thank you for your presentation, but we're going to be moving into the judging round. So the Q&A round, the judges could go ahead and you could take the screen off and we could move into the judges. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff, you want to go first?
Thank you very much for your presentation. Basically, if I'm trying to get it right to a very simple thing, you connect multiple data points for retail shops. Is that correct?
Yes, we provide a connected software solution for retail, for restaurant, for service industry.
Can you give me a quick use case for a particular shop that has a value using your service?
Okay. For example, we can take a coffee shop chain, Lasagna coffee shop chain. They run a franchise. All franchises run on Box, including point of sale systems, data consolidation, and then payment gateways connected to Box, inventory systems run on Box, and then every process is run on Box. In Lasagna coffee shop chain, they also have different types of restaurants. Depending on the workflow of particular restaurant, they have a different layout. For example, one have kitchen, another one just have a bar. And in Box, you can customize each system very quick, very efficiently. So all processes are run on Box. As well, we have integrations with third parties, such as chatbots, such as map service, and so on. So
how much for that coffee shop to onboard itself within your product? How much time do that, and what kind of knowledge is required for that? Because it sounds not easy, and it sounds like a business integration process for that person, which is probably an entrepreneur or a CFO.
So let's say if today you have a coffee shop chain and you would like to run all processes on Box, we can set you up in 1 day.
And that's what you do as a service?
You can set up yourself as well, but it's a little bit complex.
Okay.
But yes, onboarding time is very quick. And then compared to, let's say, competitor system, if you take Oracle or something, the training time is just 45 minutes and staff can use any people. And then university canteens, also our customer, and everybody think our user experience is best in the market yet. Okay, other questions?
So go ahead, Gwen, you go.
Yeah, well, it's very quick. So if your onboarding experience is that quick, if everybody seems to find value, what's been limiting your growth?
Oh, actually, we are running in beta right now. So the onboarding experience, which is 1 hour, it available already, but we didn't promote it. We didn't grow because we have experience of rapid growth when we receive 600 messages on Saturday, and our team is not large enough yet. So we take a step-by-step approach and put really realistic milestones for our team. So I think right now we are ready to have a larger market share, and this year also will go to other markets such as Taiwan.
Quick question. So sorry.
This has to be a quick question.
I mean, I am in the industry, but I still don't get what is it that you're providing. Or are you providing a POS system? Or are you doing a plugin for existing system where you do data crunch and automate something?
Thank you.
I don't get it.
We have different products. Actually, we have POS, ERP, content management, CRM, all system. However, if you run on existing POS, we can connect your POS to Box as well.
All right. Okay. Zip, James. So.
Great.
Thank you very much.
So much for your presentation, Roman. That was great. Thank you, judges. Again, I just want to make a gentle reminder to score the teams. So next up, we have Data AI. So if Data AI could set up, that would be great. And we could see your deck. I'll let you know when to begin.
Hello, everyone. Can you all see my screen and hear me clearly?
We could hear you, but we need to see you on presentation mode. If you could move it to presentation mode, that'd be great.
Just a second. All set up?
Great. I could see it perfectly. Thank you, Miranda.
Nice. Okay, thank you. So I'll start now. Hello, everyone. I'm Miranda from Data AI, and it's my pleasure to be here today to meet you all and share with you all our story. So it all starts from our close observation of retail industry. Although the e-commerce industry was growing more and more mature, actually the offline retail sector still accounts for 81.9% of the total market share as of 2020. Nevertheless, what we see is that as more and more sophisticated online analytics platform is coming out, offline retailers are still even struggling to know how many people that come into the store per day. And the current solutions are either too inefficient or costly to really provide the data insights that the retailers need. So with that in mind, this is why we're here today. Allow me to present you Cyclops, the AI cloud video analytics platform that will empower offline retailers for data transformation. So what Cyclops do is we extract video stream directly from the surveillance camera, run it on our own AI program, and we return the data insights to our users. Besides that, our platform also provides value-adding service such as real-time management and business intelligence. So users can monitor their store remotely easily and also receive reports with long-term strategy recommendations. All the setup can be completed within 10 minutes. No extra hardware is required to run our service. And also the monthly subscription can be as low as $42 only per month. So these are the data that Cyclops collect. From traffic to demographics to engagement, all types of data can be ready in just one click on our platform. Now let's see together how Cyclops has helped our clients before in improving their business performance. So in this case, our client is a grocery chain in Hong Kong looking for ways to improve their sales. So what they do through Cyclops and analytics is that they actually realize there are a lot of uncaptured passerby around the store and has also identified the optimal spot for promotion.
So with marketing and cross-selling effort, Cyclops has successfully helped our client to improve 5% of sales in the upcoming month. Another user case from a casual wear chain is just as good as the previous one. So our user identified uneven visitor flow around the store through heat map analysis and was able to readjust the product placement to improve product browsing and product purchase behavior in the end. With these positive feedbacks from our initial clients, we're also looking forward to a grand expansion in the coming year, reaching $1 million revenue by the end of 2021, and even higher exponential growth throughout 2022, 2023, and 2024. But of course, behind every successful company, there is a good team. So our robust team is a combination of very experienced industry experts, very passionate researchers, as well as very dedicated leaders. So for example, our head of business development, Jack Ling, he has been in the retail industry for more than 25 years, and he has been constantly giving us very useful insights on how we can serve our clients better. So with a strong focus on tech innovation and the customer-centric mindset, we're moving fast toward to become the next industry leader. Cyclops is already well trusted by so many brands in retail industry, but in the near future, we're looking forward to serve even more of them and to drive forward our mission, which is to revolutionize the business industry with the right technology and the right application. So this will mark the end of my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer any question now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miranda, for your presentation. Let's move to the judges, and the judges could just start with their questions anytime.
A quick question. You project a $1 million revenue for this year.
Yes.
Can you give a little insight where you are right now on that scale of this year?
Sure. So our current monthly revenue is about $60K per month. But also in the next upcoming 2 months, we're signing really big contract with, for example, one really big government contract that we're signing, which will give us $150K per month. So with that in growth and also the expansion in other, for example, mall within the same property management, and also more stores from the same retail brands. And of course, we're gonna grow into contacting more retail clients. We project in the end a 1 million target that we're gonna hit.
Okay.
Thanks for the presentation, Miranda. It's really exciting.
Thank you very much.
Close to my heart because I've worked in retail. Back before there was a lot of computer vision, we would be having people stand there and count and things like that. So this is great. My question for you is, what's your defensive moat? Because right now, I can grab an API online and do what you do and replicate the software in a straightforward fashion, and it depends on how cheaply I want to do it. But what's your defensive moat?
Sure. So our defensive mode, I'll explain it in 2 steps. So the first step is, of course, our AI model, because we do run our analysis on AI model, and that is a very is a time-consuming process, and it's ever evolving. So the earlier we launch, the better that we're able to train the model. But the more important point I want to share is the second point, which is about business intelligence. So what we're trying to do now, one of the business intelligence that we provide is called benchmarking. So indeed, what we do is we gather all the stores around that area. So for example, we'll be able to tell store A, how's your performance ranking around this area among all the other stores right next to you. And this is actually a strategy that we try to build a economic circle within our platform. So the more user that you join, the more insightful return result that you can get. And this is essentially how we try to lock our users in and also provide more useful insights to them at the same time, which is a win-win solution for us.
Great, thanks.
So hi, Miranda. I know there's one product out there that's doing exactly the same thing you're doing. I know the algorithm and the AI stuff, that's unique to you guys. But how do you guys scale? Because that is something that, I can name a few competitors out there that's exactly the same, have the same client. Because like, for example, Sun Hung Gateway used 3-4 different vendors at the same time, like yours. for the different malls. How do you differentiate? How do you dominate? And that's my main concern.
Sure. So thank you for your question. I think this is actually linked to the last question that I answered. So first of all, of course, data collection is very important initial step that we have already established. But of course, we are also moving forward to that into a more business intelligence environment. So how can you make use of the data to present it to user and make it very easy to use everyday software? I'm sorry, are you saying something?
Yeah, I said the other competitors are doing exactly the same thing. So what is it that you're working on that will compete much better than they do? Like, for example, Tableau came in late in the data visualization business. But they're number one because of one thing very unique called Einstein. So you have something like that.
Okay, so what we're doing closely right now is to generate report that are closely customized to our clients. So the presentation and everything on the platform is highly customizable, as well as the report that you're gonna receive. And we do see it as our winning points over other people because it was based on our constant communication with clients and also the constant improvement on that. And as long as we develop a highly customizable, but also easy to use, very simple platform. This will win us over other companies in data collection because everyone can do that and everyone can also try to present it. But how we try to go into customer is that we need to make it easy to use enough so that they doesn't feel like they're using an extra thing every day or they need to like continually go onto our platform to check about it. It has to go into their daily life to become a habit or a routine that is good enough. So for example, another point that we're trying to do right now is to develop a phone app with very customizable notification to them. So that in that way, it became a very easy to use daily products instead of a very heavy data digitalization tool that we often talk about, but not used it that much.
Thank you, Miranda. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
Judges, please go ahead and score. The next team is StayK. So StayK should be prepared to load their deck.
James, can we have like a 1 minute break just to catch up with some stuff?
Sure. Yeah, please score. I think Akina, you're scoring manually. I just need to double check.
Yeah, I'm trying to reactivate.
Yeah, so you just need to refresh if you wanted to do it outside of the platform. But please go ahead and score manually if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, so just try to refresh because the page is not refreshing for you. That's what we see in our system.
Okay, got it.
So StayK, Usman, maybe you could give us a minute. I hope this, you know, in basketball, in the NBA, when someone calls timeout, when you're about to shoot a foul shot, they're trying to freeze you. So I hope this doesn't freeze you, but the judges do need a little time.
Yeah, no worries. Allows me to collect myself, you know?
Thanks so much, StayK. Thank you, Usman, for understanding.
Okay, I'm back on track, so I'm good.
Okay, great. So we're gonna just go ahead and Usman, you could just begin whenever you're ready.
Awesome, thank you. So good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having us here. I'm Usman, co-founder and CEO of StayK, and our tagline is to treat yourself. So on our title slide, you can see there's a bunch of different photos, right? From float therapy, kayaking, wakeboarding, an alpaca farm, and also motocross riding. So what if I could tell you that you can try all of these unique experiences in the comfort of your own home in Hong Kong? Chances are you probably didn't even know that these activities existed in our city. So that's one of the main problems we're out here trying to solve, with the first one being that there's a wide range of experiences around the world that just don't have a digital presence. And secondly, when we look at the current landscape, like different OTAs, online travel agencies, when it comes to domestic tourism, all they mainly look at is they'll slap you with this, a hotel staycation, or they'll tell you to go into Disneyland, Ocean Park, Longping 360. These are things that locals have done 1,000 times. We're aching for new experiences to try something new. And finally, we also came across another problem in the customer journey, where when customers and consumers, when they're trying to find these different activities, whether on existing databases or even OTAs, we think it's a very outdated filter-based search experience that's just very boring and something we want to excite and curate further. So what are our solutions? Our primary core solution is a supplier marketplace. So what we do here is that we digitize a wide variety of the local experiences like I showed you. And our secondary proposition is a hyper-personalized service. So what this means is that we have a voice tech digital travel agent that tailors different offerings to you using data analytics. So perhaps you take out your phone and you chat with the voice assistant and tell it your different preferences, where you are, how many people you are, what your budget is, and it will curate an itinerary just for you. So what's our long-term vision with this entire project? We really want to bring back the human element to your schedules, your itineraries for traveling. So that whole conversational interface for curated itineraries, we believe is very important to give our consumer the prestige feeling that this is customized just for them. So how big is this problem? On the left side that you can see, this is a big problem that's worth 145 billion US dollars across Southeast Asia. And our launch markets of Hong Kong and Singapore alone, it's worth 3 billion plus. And with our target market of 18 to 26-year-olds, a mere 10% share is a $60 million problem. So how are we approaching this? We're not going with the high volume, high profit margin activities. Like I said, Disneyland, Hong Kong 360, Ocean Park, things that people have done 1,000 times. We want to try something new. So we're going with the long tail approach where we target a wide range of activities instead of focusing on the few popular ones, right? So we're focusing on the untapped local experiences market with SMEs, mom and pop shops, and more. So what does our product look like? On the left here, you can see our website is very fresh. It's made for the millennials or people our age. Right, we have 9 different categories here, from horse riding, cycling, paddleboarding, and even parties. And on the right, you can see our product for mobile apps, which we're coming out with very soon, that really eases the entire booking process, that you can come across these unique experiences, book them, and have it all confirmed with you in just a matter of 3 to 5 steps. And when it comes to our voice-powered digital travel agent, the first question we get is, okay, how are you training it? Well, we're using Dialogflow, and we've sourced information from over 1,000 volunteers, 1,000 participants that have tried out our voice tech assistant and trained it every day. We're using machine learning from the back end that allows it to understand your different preferences and gives you suggestions and really create that whole conversational interface, as you can see on the right here, where you start off with a, "Hi, how are you?" And at the end, you tell it, "I'm looking for something next Wednesday, 2 p.m. on Hong Kong Island," and it gives you the curated suggestions, about 3 to 4 of them from the marketplace itself. And ultimately, this is the product that we are envisioning, where you can have it on the mobile application and you can have back and forth, and it gives you that curated suggestion. So that's a lot of talk. Now back to the numbers. I know there's a lot of numbers on this slide. The top 3 groups that you need to take care of are this. The first one is when it comes to our suppliers, with our unique secret sauce, we've started to onboard more than 50 vendors a week onto our marketplace. And we've experienced tremendous growth with 900% biweekly growth in our total transaction value. And we've had nearly more than 15,000 consumers on our platform using mainly organic growth. So why are we fitted to do this, right? So we're a mainly ethnic minority team. So between us, we speak more than 8 languages. I'm leading the pack as a full-timer, as the CEO and co-founder. Anushka, our CTO, and I have been locals in Hong Kong. We're born and raised, so we speak the languages, right? So we've been here for more than 20 years. Yet still, every weekend, we're finding some new experience, new hotel. Just last week, I came across a double-decker bus that's 100,000 Swarovski crystals inside. So it's all these different experiences that we really want to focus on. We've created more than 10 platforms, and we also have, with Elaine Xu, we have our travel agency license through our.
Hi, Osman. I'm sorry we had to cut you off, but thank you so much for your presentation. And again, we're going to be going into the judges. The judges will have 3 minutes, and we'll try to get everybody a chance. I know we've been going a little over for the Q&A, so I'm keeping it fair for everyone. Go ahead, judges.
Okay.
Thank you, Osman, for your presentation. Looked very energetic. Just a quick question. We all know it's very COVID related. People cannot travel, and that's what this product, of course, is based upon very heavily. Just from my understanding is that if later on people are starting traveling again, are they in your opinion, still going to do local things like you're promoting, or how are you going at that point to address the fact that people are traveling again?
Yep, thank you, Jeff. I think that's a fantastic question. So we've had sales, during COVID time. So we believe that now that things are opening up, that people are coming outside. They do still want to try different activities, especially in Hong Kong. So, and also on top of that, not everybody travels at the end of the day. You have long weekends, you have an afternoon to spare. So we're also aiming to create that sort of bite-sized vacation sort of culture where you, Jeff, if you're in Central and you have a spare afternoon, you don't know what to do, you can go on the Staycay app and book gong meditation, a sort of sound therapy, a new experience for you to try out to de-stress. And on top of that, we really want to brand ourselves on the impact vacationing part, where we think consumers are becoming more aware of their carbon footprints, that they don't want to travel as much, that if given the convenience of experiencing all these fun activities in the comfort of their own cities, that they would prioritize that instead of going overseas.
And then, of course, this is highly depending on the quality of the data you have on your platform, right? How are you currently collecting that data, and how are you going to scale that up? Because I can imagine that if you're going to scale this, then you have a multiple of the data that you want to have, but also at that point want to keep up to date. Especially here in Hong Kong, businesses come and go very quickly, and I don't want to be in front of a closed door.
Yeah, that's very true. Thank you, Jeff. So as you saw, our business is booming greatly. At one point, because of the 900% biweekly growth, we had to stop social media marketing because we just didn't have enough suppliers in the pipeline. So as we're expanding further, we are incorporating different softwares for data analytics. So we are collecting stuff like the demographics of our users, to what extent are they returning, what type of activities do they take part in. So as we collect more data, we believe we can actually monetize all of this with a freemium model that we currently have and offer premium features. So for example, right, because we've built a brand about fun experiences, someone came to us asking us to arrange their wedding proposal. And although that's not a very scalable business, but we believe getting into all these key events like anniversaries, graduations, birthdays, wedding proposals, we're able to scale this part of the business by creating like a bit of a drag and drop function after understanding what's the most common and popular preferences that people have, and partnering with the relevant vendors and creating that on our platform. Akina, you're muted.
Akina, you're on mute again. This has to be a quick question, and this is the last question.
So I'm very confused. So it seems like you are talking about a lot of technology. You want to build a chatbot that it's going to be far exceeding what the banks are using. They can speak to you and stuff, and you want to build a platform that connects the suppliers and stuff. And then you talk about a lot of customized events that's human related. How do you balance that? Because it's not very scalable, and your team doesn't look that big. So
yeah,
that's
so
a big problem.
Thank you, Akina. So we have about 3 to 4, we have 3 engineers that are full-time right now, and 4 to 5 of them are working on this on the back end. So in terms of the credibility of our team, we have built about more than 10 platforms that are currently used in existing applications by Fidelity, Julius Baer, and Ericsson. So we do have a credible team that can create the technology on the back end, but you're absolutely right. This is very tech heavy. So we're by no means would the technology for a voice-based OTA that gives you curated suggestions be ready by next week or next month, but it is something that we have a head start on and no other OTA is doing. So that we believe is one of our competitive advantages too.
Right. You better check with the competitors.
Will do. Thanks, Akina.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Usman. We're going to be moving on to the judging, so you guys could rate your teams. Next team is Team Ixon. So Team Ixon, you could please load your deck. Great. I don't see you, so maybe you turn your camera. Perfect. Thanks, Felix. So you could begin whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. This is Felix, founder and CEO of Exxon. I'm a food scientist. Now, Exxon is the first company in the world to have the ability to deliver fresh meat directly to consumers at room temperature. We can do this because of a unique food sterilization and packaging technology that enables meats to be stored at room temperature for up to 2 years. This technology, called ASAP, was invented by me and our co-founder Elton 8 years ago. In fact, we have delivered over 2,000 units of sirloin steaks, pork chops, and chicken breasts, like the one you see in the background, to customers around the world without using refrigeration since June last year. One of them is Jumpstart Media, one of the national organizers for this year's EWC. The digital editor of Jumpstart magazine tried our pork chops and wrote, I quote, that not only were they juicy and delectable, but also indistinguishable from fresh ones. So why would delivering meat at room temperature be a good idea? Well, 2 reasons: cost savings and sustainability. People around the world, particularly Asians, love eating meat. However, the price of high quality meat is not cheap. A 16-ounce prime sirloin steak that normally retails for $10 in US would cost 3 times as much in Asia. And the reason for this? Rising cost of cold chain, which incidentally has jumped 5 times since the pandemic. Middlemen such as third-party vendors, as well as food wastage. Imagine the amount of money and energy we could save if there is a solution that can circumvent all the above. Well, that solution exists now, and that solution is called ASAP, or Advanced Sous Vide Aseptic Packaging. Our ASAP technology sterilizes meats at 60 degrees Celsius so that meats remain tasty, juicy, and tender. And by killing all bacteria, we prevent food spoilage so that meats can be stored at room temperature for up to 2 years without using preservatives. Here is the latest packaging we co-developed with Sealed Air, the world's leading fresh meat packaging solution provider. As you can see, our product looks no different than the ones you see in supermarket, except that our packaged product can be stored at room temperature for 2 years. And we have successfully applied this on fish and seafood also. ASAP can sterilize food at unprecedented low temperatures because of a 3-step process involving surface sterilization, sous vide, and aseptic packaging. I will spare you the details of the science, but I just want to stress that our technology is highly defensible because of the technicality and stringent hygiene level required. We currently have a pilot factory in Hong Kong where we make ASAP products manually. We can process about 50 kilograms of food per day. Our next goal is to build a larger facility in Chicago, where the production capacity is increased to 1 to 4 tons per day. And through this facility, build the world's first D2C meat business targeting Asia. We have worked with over 35 large corporations, including meat processors like Cargill and packaging companies like Sealed Air. Over the last 2 years, they will help provide the technical support and various components needed for us to realize our D2C and food service business. Our technology is currently applicable to whole muscle cuts, but eventually it will be applicable to all animal proteins, which is big business and has a market value of $2 trillion. We want to target the Asian market, meat market first, which has a TAM of $800 billion. For a serviceable obtainable market of 5%, we are talking about a business that is worth $40 billion per year, and that's just Asia. The whole development of ASAP began in 2013 when Elton and I began our master's study in food analysis and food safety management at Hong Kong Baptist University. In 2015, we began our study on the microbial risk of sous vide food, which ultimately led to the invention of ASAP. In 2017, we received funding of $3 million to found Exxon and build our pilot factory in Hong Kong. We currently have 7 people on our team, made up of scientists, engineers, and business sales. Our advisors come from Cargill, Ecolab, Techstars, VCs, and successful startups. Our vision is to provide everyone on Earth pathogen-free meat, fish, and seafood in the most energy efficient and sustainable way possible. We believe our technology is going to revolutionize the way humans cook, eat, and live. And with your support, we can realize an equitable and sustainable world a lot sooner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Felix. Thank you so much for your presentation. We're going to be moving into the judges' questions.
Can I go first, since this is a shock to me? I'm a foodie, so I think your biggest challenge will win people over culturally to accept like meat, fish, and seafood that are not refrigerated. So I don't know what's your strategy in changing people's mindset, because that's will be your biggest hurdle for you to really go mass to market.
Yeah, thank you for that question, Akina. Number one, we have actually done like a product testing survey we ask people to try our products and ask them, how willing they are to buy our products. This is at the beginning of the test, also after like a 1-minute explanation and also trying our product. The score jumped from an average of 5 out of 10 all the way to 10 out of 10 after trying the product. So we realized that you only need the consumers to try our product once. And because of that, we are working with Cargill. They can help us serve the food service market so that the consumers probably they have no idea that the meat that they're eating was actually shipped to them at room temperature. And once they try it, they will be converted because of the convenience, shelf life, food safety, and also most importantly, accessibility, so cheaper price. Are you on mute?
You're still on mute. You're on mute again.
Someone muted me, but I mean, so I mean, like in Asia, it might be a bit different because we're so used to fresh food all the time. So
yes, we are going to redefine what is meant by fresh. Actually, Cargill, before trying our product, they were just shocked, that we have such technology, and they were imagining that our product is something that tastes slightly better than canned food. We sent them 50 pork chops to the US. After they tried it, they are so convinced that they are going to be one of our investors in the next round of funding. So because the taste not only is on par, it's actually superior to chilled and frozen meats because they are precisely cooked using a digital thermal bath so that it's tender, juicy, like sous vide.
Okay, thank you.
Question, did I hear correctly that you're going to build a factory in Chicago?
Yes, that is correct.
But the price there is 3 times lower than in Asia. So quite quickly, a cost calculation would say maybe you should build something here because your return on investment would be higher here than in the US.
I think there's some confusion here. We are building the factory in US, but the meat after packaging, we are actually selling to Asia, which at the moment in Hong Kong, what happens is we actually buy our product, they come frozen, which defeats the purpose of this technology. But we have no choice because this technology was invented in Hong Kong. We have to build our first factory in Hong Kong. But in order to make this sustainable and economical, you would like to package at source. That's why we're going to US. We package the product, and by circumventing the whole food supply chain, then you can make a premium that is, we estimate that it's at least 60 to 70%.
Clear. Thank you.
Great.
A quick question, please.
Great product. Tell me about your revenue model here. Why it seems like there's an opportunity to just license the technology and have other people build a factory. I don't know what your involvement in the factory is.
Yeah, that's actually our original idea, but you have know how difficult it is to actually run a hard tech and deep tech startup. So in order for us to convince Cargill, who is already going to be one of our investors, to scale up to buy our solution and scale up, they want to have this technology proved out. And because of that, we have to build a production line in US anyway. Now we can use this as a showroom and then, try to convince them to actually buy our system. Or the other way, since you have our system already, run a D2C business, which Cargill is not very good at doing anyway. And if you can demonstrate the business model, suddenly, number one, you have an exit opportunity to fund your B2B licensing model, which is actually what we want to evolve into. In fact, such strategy, such hybrid D2C and B2B business model is getting very popular. One of the startups, Appeals Science, that does something very similar to us, but they do a coating on fruits and vegetables. They also ran a B2B and D2C like a hybrid business, and they have raised $390 million to date.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you so much for your answers.
Thank
you
you
for your presentation. Judges, please go ahead and score. We're going to be moving on to the next team, Team Raspect. So Team Raspect, please prepare your deck. Just so the audience knows, there's 2 more teams. There's Team Raspect and Team Zeke afterwards. So there's 2 teams, and then we're going to go directly into the judging round. So Team Raspect.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got to put on your deck. We don't see your deck on the screen.
Oh, really? Yeah, shared already. Let me try again. Sorry. Okay, now?
Nope, I don't see it.
Oh, sorry. Let me try again. Hi, I come back again. Let me try again.
Um,
Can you see the deck
yeah,
now?
I can see it now. You got it. You got it.
Yep. Thank
Just
you.
put it on presentation mode.
Yep. Here you go.
Yep, everything is perfect.
Okay.
You could go ahead whenever you're ready, and you have 5 minutes. And we're gonna,
Okay.
since you were not here earlier, what happens is that we give you at the 1 minute warning, you'll see a caption come up and a 30-second timing. We're gonna write 30 seconds and it'll pop up on your screen. If you don't complete your pitch within 5 minutes, we will mute you and then we'll end your pitch. Okay, so please go ahead. Good luck, Alan.
Sure. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm from Respect. I'm founder. I'm Alan. So let's start off by talking about our story. Basically, is using the AI to raise the safety level and also being operating the spaces, including all kinds of building infrastructure, so on. So we use a lot of like AI and robot, and so for the entire smart city using a lot of like AI and predictive technology. So we've been invested by Alibaba and I work some of the pretty famed Hong Kong VC, and also we are also invested by ITPF, the Hong Kong government fund. And we are also incubated by Hong Kong Science Hub as well. So there are a lot of like incubation and helps. So we have won a lot of awards. So one of them is like the World Summit Awards that talk about the smart settlements and urbanization. That's last year. So let's jumpstart right to the problem. So what I wish to solve is like there are a lot of like building infrastructure in the world. And property owners, facility managers are doing a lot of like, it becomes behind in maintenance cost and consistency. So you can see the building collapse in Maya, the building Zyberg is like swinging. There's all the results of like not properly monitoring and doing inspection on time. So also government wants to see what's going on, but there's no properly available solutions. So what we are now doing is basically automating from the 4 steps. From the far left is like testing, so including like installing all kinds of IoT solutions and using drones. So our hero product is using the drones to do the facade inspection, do the data processing. In the middle is really the hardcore technology that we now have is using the AI machine learning to really look at all the data and try to analyze and inspect instead of having the surveyors to go on to do all the manual inspection. They help them to visualize and ultimately do the predictive analysis. So for us, it's the hardcore AI technology, including the visual and infrared analysis, which looks at the facade of the building's main and infrastructure, while also we have the power to analyze the vibration and also magnetic monitoring, main on the vibration of the bearings, also ropes of the rope, magnetization of the effects. We've reached, so the facade and elevators are mainly commercialized and being scaled up. And also we do have energy, HVAC is the aircon. And then in the middle is we are also entering into the construction management suite. So not only the post-construction, also on the construction phase, we are doing that. Also on the right side, on the infrastructure. So we do have projects from like the building departments and also highways, looking at all kinds of infrastructure. So one of the more like prominent case that we now have is like we are working on the ICC as a paid project. So on the facade side, we basically using the program instead of in the good days they are using the controller, having people going to inspect the curtain wall piece pipes. Now we are flying the drones around with visualization. And in the inside of the buildings, we do also help them to inspect and monitor the healthiness of the machine, including the elevators and also the water pumps. So using the vibration sensing technology and help them visualize. You can see on the right bottom corner is the visualization of the ICC, the twin. So we have visualized what exactly is happening inside the building. So real time and no hassle for the building owners and facility managers. Also help them to also understand more context time and also have them save energy to see where is the issue with the energy and leak at home. So for us, basically we have like 35 corporate accounts and more than 2 million photos already, more than 4 million through the IoT services. So I've been seeing growth every year in terms of contact. So I know so it's huge because out of the skyscrapers, we are doing the entire city dynamics and all the infrastructure. So that's where we're going. Hope you like it. And I think basically on the R&D, and so we our options outside Hong Kong as well. So that's it for my presentation.
Thank you, Alan, for your presentation. Just so you know, I don't know if it's my end, but I had difficulty hearing you. You sounded like your internet was not high quality, pretty much all of your event. I just wanted to give you that heads up. I think most of the judges are probably just going to be reading off your slide deck and catching every other word, just so you know. Let's go into the judges and maybe you could learn more about the company during this period of time.
Sorry about it.
Right. So I'm going to go first since I am a property basic developer side. I know it's very difficult to do business with us. So one of your biggest challenge I see in your business model is that you may not onboard enough customer for your business. I know you don't charge a lot. So have you ever thought of a way to make your product easier for access and, you know, without having to sell and things like that? Maybe for normal people like us, for a home, for checking. Is that a business idea you guys entertained and looked at?
That's possible, but what are we doing right now is we try to also talk to developers. So we also work with those surveyors, engineers that who are already serving a lot of developers. So we are providing technology for them instead of we directly only selling to the developers, because we help the surveyors and the engineers to really efficiently do the work. So in the old days, the surveyors may spend like, for example, like 3 months of time analyzing all the photos, while we now help them to use the machine learning to see the photos very quickly, and then they can endorse and sign off very quickly. So in terms of distribution, we are not only engaged, I do work with a lot of experts, surveyors, consulting firm to help us to distribute. And so we help them to also build the technology, build a suite for them to use in their day-to-day work.
Okay, thank you very much. The question, like, because a little bit on what Annika also said, is like the onboarding of your clients is very tough, right? How many potential clients in your market, your addressable market, basically, do you see, for instance, in Hong Kong? Like how many in sheer absolute numbers?
Of course, we talking about all the surveyors could be our target, meaning more than hundreds of them in Hong Kong, all the developers. And we now also have like government in the pocket. So we do work with building departments, highway departments, and also building, and also ASD, Architectural Services Department. So those are the contracts that we are now in the pocket already. So those are more like infrastructure, not only piece by piece building, but more like the entire facade of the entire surface of the highways. These are very scalable. So we are also working with like Shenzhen Academy to also roll out into other markets as well. So yeah, it's a big numbers. We know about only like few developers in Hong Kong, but really well.
Great. If there's no more questions, I think we're going to conclude the Q&A at this point. We're going to move on to our next team, which is Zeke. So Zeke, please prepare. Thank you so much, Alan, for your presentation. And thank you, judges. Please go ahead and score this team. Thank you, KK.
Hi, everyone. So can you see the PowerPoint?
Yep, we see a PowerPoint and we hear you well. So just go ahead and you can start anytime.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm the company is Seek. We are doing the one-stop delivery solutions for our merchants. I'm KK, co-founder and CEO. Maybe give you some more background about Seek. We are incorporated in Hong Kong. We launched our brand name Seek, and we started to expand to South Asia. What we are doing is we are providing the on-demand logistics platform. We are using the crowdsourcing. We are doing the solutions part and the last mile for the customer. So we are not a food panda. We are not a delivery. Actually, we enable some merchants to build up their e-com. Just like in Hong Kong, we are serving McDonald's, Starbucks, HKTV Mall, and even something like the supermarket are using our solutions to build up their quick commerce. What the means of quick commerce is about 1 hour, 2 hours, or 30 minutes delivery. Actually, it's rely on the crowdsourcing. That means it's a freelancer and even see how to use the technology to do something like the stacking, how to make sure that the SLA can meet the standard. And our company start from Hong Kong. Is our headquarters. We already expand to Singapore. We are serving Breadtalk, Pizza Hut, KFC in Singapore. And we are serving Thailand, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and Milo Group. And Vietnam market, we are serving Circle K, Pizza Hut, and even we will plan to expand to Taiwan, Philippines in coming 2 quarters. And that's why we are position ourselves as a quick commerce and the 2B model. And we closed the PA financing last year. It's around 10 million US. And actually, there's something like the property fund and even the Hong Kong fund Radiant join us. And in this 2-to-1, actually, it should be for me. It's for the grocery and the fresh food delivery. Actually, it's a new market. So we are not only targeting on food and even for cooked things and product. We are providing the crowdsourcing. We have the solutions. We have data. Actually, we help to enable the customers to build up the e-com. Maybe I can give you more business line. We start from the left-hand side. We are doing instant food delivery. Actually, it's a seat now. We are serving 30 minutes to 40 minutes. In Hong Kong, we are serving McDonald's, KFC, HKT Mall. In Singapore, in South Asian market, they need a instant delivery to serve for their business. Actually, we are serving for the instant part. For the middle part, point to point, we are serving for the Hong Kong City Super, Sogo, DCH, and even the Dr. Go. It's a clinic, virtual clinic consultation. They are using our service to deliver the medicine. And the right-hand side, seek to door, we are providing the same day and the next day delivery for them. And the right-hand side, we are not pure the traditional logistics. We are providing those solutions starting from the e-com, order management, and rider management. You can see that Circle K in Vietnam, they are using our solutions to manage the fleet. and even manage their orders. We are integrated with their POS. Actually, we are helping them to build up the O2O business. And you can see that from the left-hand side, F&B are using us. The grocery actually is the new market. You can see that Panda Mart, Panda Mall, HKT Mall, actually now all the customer want to do is the grocery, the fresh food, the delivery, and the retail. You can see the Yoho, Amazon in Singapore, Fanco is using us. Not only for the retail, you can see the hotel, they want to use our service to deliver their catering, medicine. Even in the right-hand side, you can see the platform, Uber Eats Delivery, OpenRice, HKT Mall. They have their own business. Maybe they already have their customer. Actually, they need our service to cater their SLA. That means when they need a 1 hour delivery or long distance delivery, they need our service. You can see right-hand side, logistic company, maybe Sunfeng, Carry, YT, or actually they are doing the traditional parcel delivery. When they do same day or 4 hours, 2 hours, they actually need our service to meet their maybe the service level. And the right-hand side SaaS and even something like the middleware are using our service. And you can see that the last year, actually, we start in 2019. You can see that the last year we already did 24 million US. It's about the revenue, and this year we forecast that actually not only for Hong Kong, for the South Asia expansion, we will go faster. You can see that this year we can go.
Hi, KK, this is James. We had to stop your audio because it's the 5-minute mark. Thank you so much for that presentation. What we're going to be doing is that people could learn more about your business through the Q&A. So judges, you could go ahead and you could do some Q&A. Maybe we could take the slide off, KK.
Okay.
Win, or you can go ask first.
Sure. My question would be you're operating in such a competitive area, and really it's all about the margins, right? And volume and margins. Can you talk a little bit about your kind of margins and where you're at with that, and then also what you're looking for, what you need to get to your next level for expansion?
Actually, what it means is that the GP, actually we are doing in mature market. It depends on the certain order density. Actually, we are doing 5 to 10%. If we got the certain density for the, because we are not on our own feet, we are using the crowdsourcing, and we are doing to B model. We don't need to subsidy for the customer. We only rely on the orders from the customer, and we pay to the rider. Actually, they bear their own cost of the transportation. So we have, for the mature market, actually we can do 5 to 10. And for the new market, actually we rely on the customer to give us more orders. So to B model is so simple that they give us the order, the density can go to certain level, we have the GP. And for the expansion, actually we rely on our IT technology backbone to replicate our model to different cities. And we have some localization. For example, in Singapore, motorbike, in Hong Kong, walker, motorbike, and van and trucks. And in some cities, they are using e-bike. Actually, we are make use of different kind of rider resources to cater with different scenarios. For example, we are working with Thailand minor group. Actually, their demand is mostly on the software part. So we are using the software plus the last mile delivery to differentiate with other players. Because the players in South Asia, there's the Ninja Van, there's Lalamove, and Grab Express. They are only providing the last mile delivery, maybe only one type or 2 type of last mile resources, but we are providing the whole solutions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I'm getting you right, basically your delivery people are like Uber people. Am I correct?
Yep, correct. Yep,
how
correct.
do you
Crowdsourcing? Yeah.
So one of the biggest problem is credibility. So you're picking up someone's stuff and delivering it. What if that person takes off with that stuff? How do you keep track of that? How do you keep your delivery person honest?
Actually, we have the rider app, and they have rating. So that for the crowdsourcing model, we will make use of the tracking of the app, the GPS, the behavior, and we will give them the rating. they get high rating, that means they can get higher income. It should be something like the ecosystem that even Uber driver is served more than better than the full-time rider. That means we are using rating. That means if you are a rider, you need to perform very well. You need to meet the SLA. You can get more job, more orders. It should be something like we are using the technology because we have over 40 engineers in our company. Actually, we make use of our IT data to make use of algorithm to manage our rider.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Does anybody have a quick question? Jeffrey? No? Okay, great. Thank you so much, KK, for your presentation.
Okay.
So teams, I think this comes to the conclusion of the presentations. I want to ask the startups to maybe turn on the camera. And at this point, I'll let you know the next steps. So if the teams could come on, basically, I think everybody did a wonderful job. And again, congratulations for coming into the top 10 finalists for the EWC competition. So thank you all for your participation. And now the jury will proceed to a separate breakout room for deliberation. We request that all startups stay to the end of the event for the results. So we're gonna go in deliberation for about 5 minutes, and we have some exciting videos for you during these 5 minutes, and you could actually view it. Basically, I would like all the cameras turned on, so when we return from the deliberation, we know that all teams are present. So please hold on for 5 minutes, but please turn on your cameras and enjoy the videos. Thank you. Hey teams, how do you guys like the videos? Thumbs up? Yeah, we try to keep you guys occupied, which is good. And thank you everyone for your presentation. So we actually made the decision, but the team right now is taking a few more minutes, and we're going to be actually putting the presentation up on the 3 winners. So it's going to be 2 runner-ups and as well as one winner. Just give us a few minutes. How's everybody doing? I think everybody presented so well. I think we at least kept the 5-minute on time. It was a Q&A that went over probably a bit. So thank you everyone for your patience. And we're going to be announcing the winners just in a few minutes. Just give us 2 more minutes. Alan, are you there? Alan, your camera's not on.
Sorry.
Alan, your camera's not on. Great. So we have everyone. So it looks like I got the single that everything is great. So before we make any announcements, I'll like to read a few words so you guys can understand. So first of all, thank you everybody for participating and working so hard for such a great presentation. As we have 11 potential startups, competition has been very keen, all great in their aspects, serving different groups, industries, and becoming market leaders. We really appreciate the level of commitment and effort you have put into the competition. We hope that this Entrepreneurship World Cup will take your startup to the next level. Nevertheless, if you do not win this competition, that's not the end of your journey. Please continue your best for your startup to serve your customers and bring value to society. Now, I'd like to announce the runner-ups. The 2 companies that are runner-ups will go with the second runner-up. The second runner-up, let's go to the slide, is Raspect. So Raspect, congratulations on being the second runner-up. I know you ran into some technical difficulties, but nevertheless, I think your presentation and the information that you provided the judges got you to the second runner-up. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're going to go to the first runner-up. And the first runner-up, let's go to that slide, is Choco Up. Choco Up, congratulations. Great job, great presentation, and congratulations on being the first runner-up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and it was such a great presentation. So the grand prize winner in Hong Kong, let's go to that slide. And this is a big congratulations for this winner, is Isan. You were the grand prize winner, and you were it was an agreement amongst the 3 judges, and you were chosen as the first prize winner for the 3 judges. So that's a great job you've done. Congratulations, Felix. And thank you so much for participating. Congratulations for winning this. I'm going to pass this over to the TGLF team. Ekaterina, would you like to say a few words?
I'm sorry. Definitely. Thank you so much, James. And thank you so much, team, for this marvelous event. It's been really, really great pleasure to see such great and vibrant representatives of the Hong Kong ecosystem pitching today. And congratulations to the winner, and congratulations to the runners-up, and also congratulations again to all the participants, because it's really the work that you're doing is really, really amazing and extremely impressive. So we're wishing you all the best in all your future endeavors. Thank you again to our amazing jury members today for your expertise and for your opinions. It's also has been a really great pleasure to listen to your opinions and to learn. And definitely every event for us, as you know, one of the global hosts, is definitely a wonderful and very beautiful learning. And thank you so much again to the Jumpstart team for this amazing, flawless event today. It's definitely been a great pleasure. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ekaterina. And thank you so much, jury members. And thank you, Akina, Jeffrey, and Wynn for your wonderful judging. Thank you, teams. And hope to see some of you guys next year.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mhm.